Check, check.
Check, check. I just gotta take my pills.
Your pills?
Yeah, I've got pills.
You waited till just this moment to take your morning pills?
I'm so glad you said that. When I was a little kid and I was staying at my grandparents,
This is a whole story.
they would have pill every morning.
Please take your pills.
And so he would, hold on. Do that.
All right.
I think he would do this thing where he would like knock his head back. You don't need to do that. People do that all the time.
Okay.
You just take pills. This doesn't. What does this do? This doesn't do anything.
I mean, it is gravity. Drew is thrusting his head back.
You know, some people like in movies do it all the time, where they like take a pill and they go, and they throw their head back. Just swallow the pill.
Well, because if they're not using any liquid to get it down,
Why would you do that?
Trust me, I know. Okay, how do the pills feel?
Good.
I'm so happy that we prep all morning for this podcast, and the last thing Drew has to do is take his pills.
What's funny is that we sat down and Des looked and saw my pills sitting. It's just occurring to me how insane I am. Sitting on my side of the table, and Des goes, "Do you want to take your pills?" And I go, "Yeah, about to when we record."
And I've gotten to the point where I don't ask anymore. My producer brain is always on. I'm always like trying to be like, okay, what is this going to look like? How do we XYZ it? And I just I saw him and he goes, yeah, I'm going to wait. And I just didn't even ask. I was just like, okay, so we're going to do it. Great. Amazing. Sounds good.
How's your week?
My week was good.
Wait, before we do anything.
What?
Shouldn't we?
That's what I was about to do.
I think you should do
I
it.
know, but today's a very special day.
In the Sportzball world.
In the Sportsball world. One of our best friends, Emily Quayle, it's her birthday!
So, on the count of 3.
Please don't.
Happy birthday, Emily.
Okay, wait. Genuinely. I hate the happy birthday song.
Interesting.
And let me break this down.
Yeah, break it down.
Because what you're about to do is people are about to have to sit for, I think the happy birthday song is about 1 minute, average. 45 seconds to 1 minute.
I think it's like 30 seconds.
I just think
if the over-under was 30 seconds, I would take the under for a happy birthday.
Whoa, I would definitely take the over because it feels that long. Because listen,
it feels like an eternity.
I know. I don't mind. I'm not one of those people that I'm like, stop, everyone stop looking at me. Clearly, right? I don't care if people sing happy birthday to me. In fact, around my birthday, my friends call it, what do we call it, Drew?
The Desapalooza.
Yeah, the Desapalooza.
It typically takes between 15 and 20 seconds to sing the traditional happy birthday song.
I don't believe that.
At a normal pace.
At a normal pace. Okay, we're going to try it.
For the purpose of hand washing, health experts often recommend sing the song twice, which lasts approximately 20 seconds. Remember COVID?
Man, now I'm about to say, let's sing happy birthday.
I don't. We were at a birthday party last night, and there was a band, and the band sang happy birthday.
It's just so long.
I know.
Like I like how Applebee's and they're like happy birthday. It's just quick.
From all of us to you.
Yeah, and then it ends.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And that was quick. That's a 10-second happy birthday. That's all I want.
Well, yeah, because they're like, I got to get 15 their ranch. 18 needs another Diet Coke. Yes. Like, yeah, of course they need to make it fast.
So that's the thing about the happy birthday song. So Emily, we're not going to sing you happy birthday, even though Drew really wants to. But we're going to text, and I'm going to FaceTime you later.
Yeah, we'll FaceTime you later.
Or call you. Yeah. April 14th, big day. And actually, it was my dad's birthday yesterday.
It was. Ed Garneau's birthday yesterday. They went and got a steak dinner.
Yeah. I have a lot of Aries in my life. A lot of Aries people. Because we were at a birthday party last night for one of our friends, Becca. So, lots of Aries. They're very fiery. Is
Aries a fire sign?
No, it's an air sign.
That's what I would think Aries was an air sign.
I believe so. Oh, no, it's a fire sign.
Interesting. But so you were right that they're very fiery.
They are fiery, which is so funny. Emily, I'm just outing you completely. She is on the cusp. She's always been like, I've always felt like more of a Pisces than an Aries. And the longer I've known her, oh my God, when did I meet her? I was 18. I'm about to out my age. Yeah, so 14 years. I've known her for 14 years. Oh my. Which means I've almost known her
Longer
than I've.
No, I know what you're doing. I knew what you were doing.
So I met her at 18. So once I have known her for 18 years, I've known her for half my life.
Do you ever hate how you laugh? Me. Like, I hate how I laugh sometimes.
Yeah, I wheeze, but I've just accepted
No, but
it.
and doing a podcast
You
where
realize
you
you just pause and you go, after I laughed, and you go, do you hate how you laugh? So you hate how I laugh.
No. I hate how I laugh because I laughed as well in there. And because we do a podcast every other week for the last couple of weeks, but we have to listen to each other, we have to watch each other, and there are times where I watch myself, I'm like, why'd you laugh like that, you idiot?
I think that's anxiety.
Yeah.
I think that's it. And also, I mean, we've talked about this. Like, I know. I've been editing for years. I've been able to look at this with a very unbiased eye. It just comes with, you have to watch it all the time. And also, I would say, as an actor, you gotta, like, I know a lot of actors that hate watching themselves on film, and I'm like, then be a stage performer. Well, like, if you want to be an actor in film, you gotta learn.
I don't have to watch it.
That's wild.
If I had to direct myself in something, if I was gonna be editing something of myself, I've got a lot better at it.
I think that's sad. Like, I think it's like, oh, you don't want to celebrate this art you love to do, and you're not. I don't know. To me, and this is a blanket statement, it shows like you're not proud of the work you're putting out.
I'm not proud of the person I look at myself in the mirror every day.
We're not going down this hole. So anyways, happy birthday,
Emily.
Happy birthday, Emily.
But we're proud of you.
Yeah, we're proud of you. We're proud of you. But this is a great transition because you should be proud of the work you're doing because we literally went, you guys, it's about time for Des to flex on her friend. Wait, flex about her friend?
Flexing on me would be like,
well, you suck. Die. Flex on you. We went to a literal movie theater in North Hollywood, which is north of the Hollywood, and we watched Andrew Simon in a premiere, a film. It was a Pasadena Film Festival, and
International Film
Festival.
The PIF.
The PIF.
And I kept on having a really fun joke where later on we'd be like, oh, we're at the PIF. And so then I'd look at my friends and be like, I gotta go take a PIF. Sorry, go ahead. God damn it.
No, but I want to say I was very proud. You did an amazing job.
You.
It was a horror. Can we talk about what it is?
So the movie's called Blood Yolk. It's a horror feature. And why that is cool, and one isn't better than the other, but like, the minor leagues of like film in Los Angeles is doing a lot of like short films and doing a lot of like student films. If you go in the film route, then there's TV or whatever, but it doesn't matter. So like this was one of my first like feature length films that I was in. And I played Gary, the sheriff.
Yeah, he was a cop.
Yeah.
He was a snowflake cop,
according
to his partner.
Yeah, she was the boss.
Yeah.
But she called me a snowflake.
I feel like I should call you that.
You don't have to.
You're right.
But no, it's cool. It was fun. I had an unrequited love with the lead.
I know.
And
which
nothing ever came of that.
Yeah, in case you guys were wondering, he didn't end up with a girl.
Spoiler alert.
I know.
Unless there's a sequel, Blood Yolks.
Or it could be Blood Yoked, and it's like you get completely yoked out, just muscle building, muscle weight, muscle. Yeah.
Flex on him.
But your character, like, you do very well, and you're gonna hate that I say this, but like, you're typically cast as like drug addict or like
creeper guy.
Yeah, creeper guy. Like,
I mean, Dez's contact photo for me is from a TV show.
You know what? Actually, Sportzballers, you can look this shit
you don't
up.
have to.
It's a Lifetime movie that Drew is in. So you know what? Okay, because that was pretty cool. It's really cool to be able to watch.
We were all at Emily's house.
Emily's happy birthday.
And we watched the television premiere of the show, Look Who's Stalking.
Look Who's Stalking, everyone, and I'm going to spoil it for you right now.
Alert.
It is Drew.
I was the stalker.
You guys go watch it. It's so great, but my contact photo for him is one shot when they pan to him, and he's like by the bushes with a bandana, sunglasses, and a hood on.
My like outfit for most of it was this like black hoodie, aviator sunglasses, and then a red bandana. So you couldn't see my face for a lot of it.
It's so good. But to that point, you're typically in those characters, and this one was nice to see you more in a hero / love interest role.
Love interest. I think I was very like sympathetic, very kind eyes. A friend of ours said that I really nailed cowboy hat acting.
I mean, and I don't know what that means though.
Just like as a bit, like one of the last scenes, I like have this moment where I like am talking to the girl and like I look up at her and like look down, look up at her, and there's like the whole like hat thing.
Oh, so you're good with a hat? Like that's what it's a.
It's just like a bit. It's just like a funny thing.
If you wear a baseball cap, are you good at?
I could be good at baseball cap.
What do you think that is? If you're a baseball cap actor, you're a shortstop. You're hey, let me hit this ball, and then it goes all the way, and that's the acting. You're a baseball player is what they call it.
Sometimes I know how. Sometimes it's fun to have the roles reversed and just be like, let her go. Just let her go. Just let her go.
So, guys, I don't know if you can ever watch Blood Yolk. Oh,
we did.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, we're getting. The director said that there's good news. It's getting distribution in the summer. I don't know what that means.
And also, you filmed this 2 years ago.
2 years ago. It takes a long time to make a movie, guys.
Yeah, and in the summer, I hope it's a summer, but there's a part of me that I'm like, could it take another 2 years? You think it'll be quicker? Get distributed? Great.
I think so.
It should.
Yeah.
But you might be able to see it this summer.
Well, trust us. The first place to let you know about it will be the Sportzball page.
Otherwise, look up
Blood
Look
Yolk.
Who's Stalking. No, Look Who's Stalking.
Yeah, you can look at
It's
that
on
one
Lifetime.
as well.
You literally can watch our very own Andrew Simon as a stalker. It's pretty great. So, yeah, it was a good time. I was
fun.
very proud of that.
My mom came out. My girlfriend was there. Everyone came and supported. It was cool to see some of the cast members that I hadn't seen since.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would also say like you've been sort of like, you've been trying to recommit into acting, and you've been trying to like. We're all in this phase, especially as Sportzball is coming to a close. R.I.P.
For the one season.
Oh, for
not
the one
forever.
season.
My God.
Sorry. But it's sort of like, okay, let's reassess. Like, let's put a little bit more effort into this. And
100%.
The other day, you were really trying to. Is this actually? It's so funny because Drew, you're like, "How was your week?" And my entire recap is going to be about things about you. But it was quite literally the funniest thing I've ever heard.
So I met a really good friend of mine, fellow actor, fellow teacher. She does like career coaching. And so I met with her to go over like basically what Des said, like, all right, there's going to be a little gap, even though we're going to be working very hard on like sports ball stuff as well, but there's going to be a little bit of gap. Let me kind of there's two things I want to do with my life. I want to grow sports ball and I want to continue to grow my acting career. So I had a meeting with her and we talked about certain stuff and she gave me some books to read or some books to listen to. And one of the books, at the end of each chapter, you're supposed to do some journaling prompts. But the author of the book was like, we know this is the modern world. You might be listening to this book. So it's still helpful to journal at some point. But in the meantime, if you're listening in the car, pause after each question and just do a little verbal journaling and like talk about stuff. And so I was doing that, but I was recording myself because I thought it would be fun to like know what I was saying, but then listen back. Oh yeah, I remember saying that or thinking that and talking about different stuff. So the question was, who do you not forgive in your life? First, it was, what do you not forgive yourself for in life? Then the second question was, who
do you not forgive or do you need to forgive?
Who haven't you forgiven?
Who haven't you forgiven?
There.
Okay.
So I'm just going through the list of different people that I haven't forgiven while driving safely. And I've played this for sevevel people, and they all said you have to show other people. So I'm going to play this on my computer. Hopefully it works.
Will.
Yeah.
Being as annoying as he was through the rehearsal process, I'm about to not forgive this. What do you mean me go? God, you suck. I was letting you go. Why didn't you go? I haven't forgiven that person for sucking at driving. I don't understand. Don't look at me. Go.
So, it's...
Just like, you're trying so hard
Right.
Be a good person. You know what? I forgive that friend because they really wronged me in the past. I forgive my father, my mother for this. I forgive my brother for doing this. But what the hell are you doing on the street?
And it was so funny, and not that I was in a bad mood, and that was literally as I was driving to the premiere, this film premiere. And I'm like dressed up, like we're gonna go get some drinks before the movie, like all my friends are here, like this is gonna be great. I'm feeling good. You know what? My career's nothing but ahead of me. Everything's gonna be great. What are you doing? Drive your car. God, it was so infuriating. And then immediately the humor of this situation was clear.
Yeah, you have to forgive. But I mean, also, I think just road rage in general, you're a little bit more on the leaning towards more road rage than not.
No.
I
don't know.
I think there was one time you like sped up to make sure someone saw you flipping them off.
That's insane. No, I would never do that. No, I would never do that. And look, I will be fair. The older I've gotten, I recognized when I was younger that, like, I could be an annoying little shit kid and, like, flip someone off and they'd be like, oh, you dumb high school kid. I'm, like, an adult man now. And so if I flip someone off or, like, I'm angry, especially in California, people will just be like, oh, you flip me off? I'm going to shoot you in the face.
Yeah.
So I've pulled back. I also want to be very clear, and this could be seen as, like, reverse sexism, maybe. If someone cuts me off or someone does something annoying and I'm like angry at them and I immediately see that it's a woman driving, I chill out. I'm not gonna yell. I'm not gonna be like, you suck. Like, there's something that just feels icky about me going after, like, but if it's another dude, game on.
Dude, that's just...
I say having never been in a physical fight, ever. I've never been in a physical fight.
Never.
Knock on wood. No. I've almost tried to, like, I've been the, like, get back guy. Like, you come here. But no, I've never been in a fight.
Okay. We'll keep it that way. But
But I have chilled out because it's tough out there in these streets in Los Angeles.
That is very true. And you know where else it's tough?
Where?
In Miami.
What?
Wait, let's start talking ball, baby. No, you don't want to? I'll talk about my Broncos.
No, I'll talk about the Dolphins. Listen,
okay.
Here's the thing. A couple days, even last episode we recorded, and everyone was like, oh, the Dolphins traded Waddle. Oh my God, the Dolphins are going to train Achane. And it's like, no, they're not. That's insane. We restructured his contract to save a little money this year, move some things around. What's happening? What's cool? Oh, this is so cool. Did you know that off-season programs have started for teams that just hired new coaches? They get a little more time.
So yours started?
Mine started like last week.
Okay.
Off-season workouts.
Great.
Any team come, meet the new coach, get a little lift in.
That is what they say.
De'Von Achane hasn't been there.
I did not know this.
Wait, genuinely?
I did not know
this.
this.
Yeah, De'Von Achane's holding out. He is like who said it? I don't know. I can't still. Hafley is my coach. Jeff Hafley.
Yeah.
Hafley. Yeah. Has said flat out that it is due to contract negotiations. And according to Omar Kelly, as of yesterday, the sides were, quote, not close on a deal.
Who's Omar Kelly?
He's a Miami Dolphins reporter.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
So
what year? What's his contract looking like?
He's on his last year.
He's on his last year. But
of his rookie contract. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. It's a negotiation. This happens all the time. People. So I don't think it's.
It happens all the time. It doesn't happen all the time with a team like my allergy medicines are kicking in. I feel so much better. With a team that is, as everyone wants to say, tanking. So
You're saying that.
I'm not.
Okay.
Famously, I've said it. We're not.
Okay.
I'm worried that the draft is coming up. Well, I'm not worried about that. That's just a fact. The draft is coming up, and I'm worried that teams are going to be like, they know the Dolphins are going to be desperate for draft picks because we're trying to build up our team. And if we get offered, if someone, I don't know if they would, but if someone offered us a first-round pick in this year's draft for Achane.
You want another first-round pick?
Yeah, give us 3.
You already have...
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, give us 3.
I'm tired.
Give
I'm
us
tired,
3.
folks. I'm tired. 3. Okay, Drew. You would rather have. You currently have 2. You would rather have 3 first-round draft picks than not keep De'Von Achane. That's an insane statement.
I'd rather keep De'Von Achane, but if he's going to go, I would like a first-round pick.
Well, duh. Of course, you're gonna get you have to get a first round. There's no other way to part. If you get rid of De'Von Achane for a first round, you have no veterans on your team. You do. That it's a bit huge statement, but like
Almost no. No, I know. Oh, no, I know. Oh, no, I know. Trust me. Listen, I'm starting to... I didn't think we were ever going to get rid of Waddle. Then I woke up one day to Dez screaming and running around the neighborhood. So, yeah. So, I'm just preparing myself for the fact that... Because I thought Waddle was, like, going to be our guy. Like, Waddle and Achane were going to be the guys that held old Miami into new Miami. If Achane goes, there's no one.
that's why I think it's extremely important that you keep him.
I agree. I think the whole team agrees. Halfley and John Eric Sullivan, our new GM, he was interviewed by, I think, Rich Eisen a couple weeks ago at the league meetings. And Sully was saying, like, we very much, for all the reasons I just said, want to keep Achane. We want him to be that, like, the guy, the Miami guy. But now this is happening. So, and I know what you mean. We don't have any money. We don't have any money. So we can try and, like, do what we can and be like, all right, we'll give you X amount of dollars until we're out of the Tua contract, and then we can give you more money if you're okay with it, like structuring a contract that way. But we can only do so much.
Yeah.
So I like talking about the Miami Dolphins. It makes me happy. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough out there, folks. It's going to be tough out there for us. Also, I want to say something.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone on the internet is versed in the art of sarcasm. The amount of people, like, because there's a video a couple of weeks ago of me being like, I'm going to be insufferable when the Miami Dolphins are good. You don't think I know they're not going to be good? Everyone's like, this clown thinks the Dolphins are going to be good. No, I don't.
I think you should lean into it.
It's called sarcasm.
I think you should think they're going to be good. And, like, literally piss everyone off.
I can't win. I'm already pissing them off. It's pissing me off.
Well, okay. As someone that wants to really profit off of your expense, I think you need to think the Dolphins are going to be really good and make a lot of people angry for that take. And then we'll just get more, views, eyeballs.
Here's the thing.
No.
Is I used to be that fan before all of this. Every season I would convince myself.
I can confirm.
This is going to happen. This is going to be it. We're going to do it every season. Mm-hmm. And then for a couple seasons, almost maybe we did. But now that I do this, now that I've been gifted this platform, I have to look at the NFL a different way. And it's affected how I digest my favorite sport. And so, I don't know. It's hard out there for me. What are you looking at?
God, the leaf blower is really loud today.
I know. It sounds like a different leaf blower.
It sounds like...
guys, wait. This will be...
Our window's open.
The second... Which one? I closed all of them.
I know. That's why I was looking.
Oh.
It just sounds loud.
This is the second to last leaf blower.
The second last leaf blower. I know. Spoiler alert, we're moving studios.
Peek behind the curtain. We're moving studios.
Yeah.
And we know... And by studios, we're also moving.
In general.
Just in general.
I know. So we're not going to be roomies. Tragic.
It is sad.
I know.
Anyway,
So the Dolphins. Anyways, okay, fine. That's fine. You don't need to do that. I was just...
Don't need to do what? Oh, be insufferable?
Yeah, well, yeah. Just be like, yeah, we're going to do... I think everyone knows you're going to be so bad. Like, even Raiders fans, I think, have a little bit of ground to stand on that they're like, we could finally get some shit going right now. I think there's no world that you guys can this year. So why not latch in and be like, you guys just wait. We're gonna absolutely take the league by storm this year.
This is what I will say. one, we're going to do that. And two, well, I've already said this. I think it would be so funny that the last two teams that were stuck in the worst quarterback contract hells ever, a couple years later, the Broncos made it to the AFC Championship game, and then the Dolphins will make the playoffs next year. I don't know. They won't. But I will say this, as we conveniently have, 7-10. God, that's going to be hard to do. I was gonna say we could win more than 7 games next year. That's gonna be really hard to do.
We talked about this last week.
I know. I'll put my money where my mouth is. Gavin Newsom, come at me. I will put money, I don't know how much yet, on the over. The win total, I'll do it.
It's 5.5.
All right, give me the over. Dolphins will win 6 games. It's gonna happen.
I just saw the life leave your body as you said that, trying to convince yourself.
But this is what I think can happen.
Okay, but
if Malik Willis is as good as he has been for 6 games ever, and
sorry.
I know, and we keep De'Von Achane, and we get a steal with the position, which we will talk about later in the podcast,
with a draft,
with our draft picks. I don't know. Could be pretty good.
So that's what I'm saying. Latch in, literally. Just
you guys don't even know.
No, the Dolphins are going to be so good this year.
I will be. Whatever. Even if we only win 1 game next year, I will be. It's going to be. It's like. Yeah. You guys don't even know.
And we will celebrate.
You guys don't even know.
As Sportzballers, we will celebrate that 1 win with you. As long as it's
even
not
if it's
against.
The Broncos?
Nope. Absolutely not. You know the answer to that.
We have a Dolphins fan that comments on our stuff, I think. I've realized.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
I think she's a Dolphins fan. The way she talks, I'll do some digging.
Maybe you've done some conversions.
Well, I've just brought him over. I don't think I've converted anybody.
Oh yeah, it's hard to really convert anyone to the Dolphins. But oh my god, that's so exciting! You found someone.
I know, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
So that's about all I have.
That's about all you have for that. Another player might be leaving you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll talk about the Broncos. But honestly, there's not much going on in the offseason, which I feel like a broken record, other than a huge sort of Colorado news story. And Drew's going to have a lot to say about this because it's his favorite team and my favorite team. Wow, looky there. Wow, nice. But the Broncos ownership group of Greg and Carrie Penner, they have bought a 40% ownership stake in the Colorado Rockies, making them the largest minority holder in the Colorado Rockies. So this happened last week.
Yeah.
Literally took the Colorado news by storm.
It really did.
But breaking down a little bit of what this means, so, and I really want you to talk about the Rockies' history, and then I can go into like why I think this is going to be good for 100%. The team. But why don't you break down a little bit of what is going on behind the scenes with the Rockies until the Penner Group came into the picture?
So the Rockies have been owned by the Momforts, Dick and Charles Momfort. They're
Monfort.
Yeah,
not Momfort.
No,
Monfort.
The Montforts. Technically, it's Mont, but no one says the T. Like mountains.
Yeah, so
the Montforts. You want to keep talking about how we say their name?
Yeah, but you said it wrong 3 times, so I had to correct you. It's not mom. Like
I wasn't saying
M.
the mom. I wasn't saying Momforts.
It's damn what it sound like. Say it one more time.
The Monforts. It's like the NT So Dick and Charles own the team, and they have not been very popular with the Rockies fan base for several reasons. One, the Rockies just haven't been good, and the MFers, as in the Momforts, sorry.
You can say it. Whatever.
I know. Have not really spent a lot of money on the team. They've never really gone out and bought big players, except recently they signed Chris Bryant to the largest contract, I think, in Rockies history. And he's played, this is his, I want to say, 4th year with the team. And he's played less than a full season if you combine all of the time because he's been hurt the entire time.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
And as a reminder, there's no salary cap in baseball.
Salary cap.
So the whole thing about them not spending money, that sort of statement doesn't really happen in football.
No, and I mean, it's when I say they're not spending money, like they're still like baseball salaries are insane, and we've been in the middle, lower to the middle.
You're right
of
in the
like
middle, yeah.
average spend, like the A's of nowhere right now, but they will become the Las Vegas A's. Like famously have
They're
not
just called the A's
right now. They're just called the Athletics, yeah. Because the contract with the city of Vegas doesn't start until the stadium's built, but the contract with Oakland is gone. So they're playing in Sacramento right now. It's a whole thing.
So they renamed themselves to A's?
Well, they're called the Athletics, but even before they're like the A's. The A's, the Athletics. It's just a nickname.
Oh, God.
It doesn't matter. We're not talking about them.
Okay.
So, but one of the biggest things that happened recently, not recently, this is a quote that has been out for a while, but one of the Montforts said that, I know I'm trying not to, the Montforts said, is that why would we spend money on the team? We don't care if they're good or bad. We make money because Coors Field is a money machine.
But hang on, was that an actual quote or someone that like Colorado
No, it was a
people?
secret. No, it was a secret quote, but it's someone, yes, they said it. It was like a secret recording.
I thought this was just known in the Colorado world that they're not going to spend money.
Yeah.
Shut the front door!
And this has been out for a while.
I knew that, but I didn't know they actually said it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that, and it was like a secret
yeah.
recording, like it wasn't, but that really got people pissed, and so there's been a lot of demand, sell the team. Side note on people being like, sell the team, these guys are billionaires. They're the most egotistical pricks on the planet. Like, they're never gonna, no. They're not like, oh, there's a mob for my head to sell the team? Okay. They're not gonna listen to you.
No.
So, go, have fun commenting that all the time. The problem is, whatever. I could vent about this for a long time. The Penners have bought a 40% stake in this team. It's almost the most you can have without becoming a majority ownership. The Montforts are still going to be in charge of like day-to-day operations and own the Rockies.
Because they own 60%.
Yes. However, one of the biggest things this does is Greg and Carrie are going to pop in with their Walmart money, and they are clearing all the debts. So there's been a lot of debts that the Rockies have had with bad contracts, I'm sure with like vendors and different stuff. The Penners are just going to clear that. We're starting with a blank slate of money. The other thing is there's a negotiation coming up in the next couple years with the just like the CBA and NFL. The CBA, the collective bargaining agreement for players and owners
And the NFL?
Yeah, just like how there's a CBA.
Oh, just like it there, yeah.
There's one for the baseball players.
Okay.
One of the biggest negotiation things is adding a salary cap in baseball.
I've heard.
Yeah, the owners, some of them want to do that. The Montforts have been a big proponent. They've wanted to add a salary cap.
Because I think it's important to think the Yankees and the Dodgers, they have been at the top of the
Dodgers spend a lot of money.
league.
The Mets spend a lot of money.
Yes, but it's because they have so much GD money that they can spend on really great players. So it makes sense that the Rockies and anyone mid-range or lower want a salary cap so that their team has a chance.
It gives some like in the NFL, everyone has an
level
even playing field as far as money is and contract is concerned. People are now saying, because there are some owners, the Dodgers, the Mets, certain owners that have a bunch of money don't want a salary cap. They want to keep having that advantage. There's a chance now that with this new partnership and having a bunch more money now, the Montforts might change their tune and not want a salary cap anymore because they now have someone that can help bankroll a lot of these large contracts, and maybe the Rockies can get a smart, good contract, not a Chris Bryant contract, and bring in some big players. I don't think that's going to happen this year. There's not really any chance that that's going to happen, but when contracts come up at the end of the year.
Yeah, end of the year. I think it's a smart move all around for baseball teams overall. You're going to have more of a chance to level it out. Like, the Rockies, they're in the same division as the Dodgers. It just gets exhausting knowing the Dodgers are always going to win for the most part. I mean, they're not going to win every game, but it's like, let's make it. That's why we spoke this entire season on Sportsball about how it was so fun because we saw the hierarchy topple. No longer the Kansas City Chiefs. No longer, these teams were popping up. The Jags, it's been phenomenal to see And the Eagles weren't that great this year, and
Yeah.
they just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, how cool can we see that no one really knows what's going to happen? It's not set in stone, and I feel like with baseball, it's a little bit closer that we always know these 5 teams are going to be at the top.
For the most part, but to counter to that, one of the other teams that spins famously the most every year are the Mets. And the Mets haven't really been like competitive. They've been in the playoffs a couple times, and they're like kind of hanging around wild card, first round out playoff team, but they haven't had success. They always give giant contracts to people. The Angels did it, or no, they couldn't, except they kept Trout. It doesn't matter. There are teams that do spend a lot of money and don't do it well. So yes, and some argument to that is there are teams that have a bunch of money and spend it well, and there are teams that have a bunch of money and don't spend it well and still don't have success.
But even as owners, like, what a great idea that now there's a salary cap that, like, if I am in the ownership group of the Dodgers, I'm like, oh, thank God there's a salary cap. I no longer have to be like, I can afford this type of salary for you. And just because I can afford it, I'm going to pay it. It's like, no, listen, we have this cap.
To an extent, but I think certain teams where money isn't an option, like the Dodgers, like truly money isn't an option.
Yeah.
And the Yankees and some of these other giant market teams, they don't want a salary cap because they want to be able to stay competitive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's my take. I want the salary cap. But either way, so what this means as far as the Broncos world and Rockies world. So just as a reminder, I believe, did the Penner Group buy the Broncos? They bought it in August 2022. They officially bought it.
Sure.
And it was the largest sale of any sports team, not NFL, any sports team at that time. Since August 2022, what having that Walmart money baby has done, we've gotten, I think, at least twice new stadium grass. Like, they redid it. It was last year. Everything's merging together. I'm so, like, out of tune with it now that we're not in the football season.
Yeah.
But they redo the stadium. They brought in a new stadium TV screen. What is that called? Just a screen?
Screen,
Sure. Either way. And it's bigger, and you might be like, why do you need that? But then once you see it in person, you're like, holy this is
Well, you need it so Miles can stand on the top during a blizzard in the fourth quarter and almost bring tears to your eyes. It's one of the coolest moments ever.
Phenomenal. That's why we're building a new stadium, all privately funded. No Coloradans are paying for it through their tax dollars. It is so cool that we have this amount of money. Like, I'm like, go Walmart, because you're literally funneling a bunch of money that you can into this team with a new training facility and now when you go to training camp, I believe you don't have to sit in the sun as fans. There might be shade. I don't know. But it's going to be a better experience overall. This is why you want rich owners and someone that really wants to bring what they have to the Broncos. Mind you, August 2022 is when they came in. They fired Hackett, and they were like, he was still on a contract. You just don't do what they did. He wasn't getting close to like, oh, maybe Hackett should be out, shouldn't. They came in and were like, no, he's out. They went out. They hired Sean Payton for a historical top contract for a head coach. And look what has happened in the past 4 years to the Broncos. It's because we have owners that fixed everything.
Well, and it's called, but like they have a group called the Penner Sports Group. And like, if you look at their first baby, which is the Broncos, like on that, yes, like everything you just said, they are successful at purchasing sports teams and creating growth, which is why I, as a Rockies fan, am super excited. The other reason why I think the Penners are doing this, they're not, most owners, if not all of them, most of them aren't sports fans like you and I are. They're business people first and foremost. And even though it's been a thorn in our side, Coors Field is a phenomenal stadium.
It's one of the top stadiums in the country.
And that's why if a team isn't doing well, usually people don't go to the games, you lose money, and an owner is incentivized to make the team better to generate more money. You're always going to make money, at least at Coors Field.
Yeah, and you just go for the vibes.
The Penners are like Coors Field. If you buy the Rockies, you get Coors Field. And that is a cash cow. And one of the things that I hate as my Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross, one thing he's done with Hard Rock Stadium is turn it into a cash cow. And he brought the Miami Grand Prix there for F1. They have the World Cup for soccer. They do drone races. Like, he's turned that stadium, at least, which is also privately funded, into a giant cash cow. And so it hasn't translated well on the field, and I want it to translate well on the Rockies field, but the Penners also are going to see this. They're going to improve the stadium. They're going to improve the area around it, even though that area is awesome
Lodo,
already. Yeah, Lodo. But, like, it's going to bring some juice to this team in so many ways, and I am stoked. I also think, very last point, the Montforts have never wanted to sell. They've always said, we don't want to sell. This is massive that they sold this much ownership stake, and I would think that it could be setting up for 4, 5, 10, I don't know, to eventually sell the entire team.
Correct. Historically speaking, when someone comes in as a minority owner, at least in the MLB, I was listening to a podcast about this, basically in about 5 to 7 years is typically when that minority owner tends to take over.
God, that'd be so cool.
Yeah. So you know what? Hot take alert. I think we are looking at the Penner Group taking over the Colorado Rockies in the next 10 years.
I would be the happiest little purple dinosaur in the world.
You're already there. I think, sure, on paper, they only have 40%, but I think it's 13 now.
Yeah.
Except no, we were talking about egos and everything. But
no, I know,
it's a big thing. So
it's a massive thing. So I didn't think we would talk this much about the Rockies during a Broncos segment, but I love it.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you talked the whole time.
I got excited.
I know, exactly. So you want to go into league cash up, or do you really need to talk about this last thing?
It's just really interesting.
Go ahead. You can keep talking.
Paxton Lynch, who used to play for the Broncos, I saw was playing in the Arena Football League, and he tore his Arena Football League. And in his leg, he tore his LCL. That made me sad. I was like, oh, Paxton Lynch. But the reason I want to bring this up, it's just the tiniest little point. But we're talking about money and all these different things and contracts or whatever. Guess how much money he was making in the Arena Football League per game?
As a reminder, we drafted him. He was our quarterback in 2016, right after he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
$600 a game.
Damn.
Like, to me, I'm just like, you gotta really love football. $600 a game?
Yeah.
That's what, $600 a week?
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's sad.
I know.
Oh, the mighty have fallen.
Truly.
I'm really glad I did that.
I tried so
I know.
hard.
I just thought it was interesting.
Like, peek behind the curtains. We have a meeting before, and we're like, okay, what are we talking about? I saw this, and I was like, Drew, I gotta say, I don't know many people that have been talking about Paxton Lynch lately. Like, what's going on? What are you doing?
Just being awkward and silly.
Let's get into league cash up, all right? So, one of the first stories that we haven't really talked about is that the Seattle Seahawks are up for sale. And I sort of want to dive into that because, for instance, the Broncos were up for sale and a long time ago, but it was because our owner passed away. His kids were one of them were slated to take over. It literally was succession.
It turned into succession.
All of them were incompetent, besides one, but for whatever reason she couldn't. And another guy had to come in and be like, hey, stop this. And finally, everyone was like, we need to sell. We need to sell. And eventually we did. So, but the Seahawks, they're just up for sale. And I believe just because the contract is up.
Yes, but the contract is up, but it does still also involve a death.
It always involves a death.
I know. So Paul Allen used to own. He was the co-founder of Microsoft. He used to own the Seahawks. He died in 2018. But as part of his will or whatever, he eventually did want the team to be sold and have some proceeds go to different, like his family and then different charitable organizations. But these are massive deals. They don't just happen like immediately. So it's currently been under his sister,
Yes.
who's been in charge of it, but they've been attempting to try and sell the team. So, long story short, it did involve a death, but it's been taking a little bit longer than like the sale with Pat Bowlen and the Broncos.
And you know what's sort of crazy? Because I remember hearing this, that the sale of the Seahawks and also his estate assets, which includes the Portland Trail Blazers, is intended for charity.
Yeah.
So whatever that the Seahawks, they're listed. What is this? Okay, so the Washington Commanders, they set a new record after us for $6.05 billion in 2023. The Seahawks are expected to far exceed that. Estimates range from $7 billion to $11 billion, making it the most expensive sale in North American sports history. So just every year, it gets more expensive. But $7 to $11 billion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's 100%, but from everything I've heard and just read, it's like all for charity.
I need charity.
Yes, you are a charity case.
Can I,
yes.
is there like a charitable Seahawks Paul Allen Foundation? Like, once the sale is, you can just apply to be charity?
Be charity,
yeah.
Probably. But it's also fascinating because the Commanders sold in 2023. What have the Commanders been doing? And then all of a sudden in the past few years they've started picking up. The Broncos, they sold guys, it was a rough 10 years, but all of a sudden we have Sean Payne who's turned this team around and everything. So now our team has been turning around. The Seahawks, they're at the top. They don't need to be turned around. They're at the top, and that's why this valuation is so large, because literally all you have to say is to any business person, look what we just did. Won the Super Bowl.
And I Googled, or I looked into this. I was like, has this happened in any of the major sports where teams just won a championship and then been sold? And kind of, but not really. Not in... I haven't seen it in football. In basketball, the Celtics did it after 2024. Right after they won the championship, the family shocked the sports world in announcing they were going to sell a majority stake in the Celtics, as just taking it for peak valuation, like truly a business move. They're like, we're at the top. Who wants us?
Damn.
And they sold that portion for $6.1 billion. The Marlins, a baseball team, did it in 97, and this has been like made all of Miami hate the Marlins and the old ownership stake, because they won the World Series, and then the owner, Wayne Huizenga, basically was like, I'm selling the team, cutting everyone, all the good people, I'm trading them, like, your team just won, great, I did what I wanted to do, bye. And like sold the team, made his money, didn't care about the stadium, didn't care about the players, and like they've never been good since. And so that's...
I guess, yeah, but I don't know. I'm sitting here being like, that's a good business decision. You come in to do this, and you can't hate... I don't know. I'm like, can you hate someone for being like, this is what I intended to do? It's next to the next one up. And if they can't do it, then it's their fault. It's not his.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think there's some like political stuff where like he came in, they brought the Marlins they were the Expos, I think, and they brought it, and they talk about not a privately owned stadium. That stadium was almost entirely built by tax dollars. They're like, we're going to bring you a baseball team. We're going to do all this fun stuff. You guys should pay for the stadium.
Yes.
Oh, you paid for the stadium. Oh my God, we're good. Bye. And like,
cool.
Now the stadium's not making money. No one goes. Everyone hates the team. So like, there's some of that.
Copy.
But I think it's a good point, but it's hard as fans to look at business owners, like I was just saying, team owners, and, not think of them as fans.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so the Marlins. So here's some potential names that are like might buy the Seahawks, and it's really, I mean, as a Broncos fan and as a Dolphins fan, like we could like sort of care less about this, but also the Seahawks used to be in our division, so back in the day, AFC West.
The Seahawks were in the AFC West?
Oh my God, I really need to make sure I'm saying this right. Oh, yes, they were. Thank God.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
They were in the AFC West from 1977 through 2001.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? I know. Because, oh God, I had a video about it on Dummies, and it was like, oh my God, I can't remember, so I'm not going to continue the story. Either way, that's why I remember it. So anyways, so why should we care about this? But just in general, it's always interesting when a team sells because changes have to come, whether they're good or bad. Someone new comes in. So here's some names that have been slated to possibly do it. So there's Steve Ballmer, the former Microsoft CEO and current owner of the LA Clippers. Typically when you own one sports team, it's pretty easy to
just
own another.
Yeah.
You know, obviously he has deep ties to Seattle. He worked closely with Paul Allen at Microsoft. And it's looking at an $8 to $11 billion purchase, which he has the money being, a top dog at Microsoft. So that's one.
However, side note, he is part of a big scandal in the NBA right now about circumventing a salary cap, which I kind of have talked about before. But
I don't remember.
Anyway, he had a contract.
God, that is probably why I know his name, because I was like, I've seen this name before.
Yeah.
So, okay, for sure. Another ownership group that possibly, or another owner would be an ownership group, just like how the Walton Penner Group bought the Broncos. So they're saying maybe like tech titan like Bill Gates, who also worked with Allen, or even Mackenzie Scott, which is Starbucks and Boeing owner or founder owner. There's no way. Women didn't find anything until like 2020. Ally, except not at all.
Wait, now I'm confused. Who is... no, Mackenzie Scott... No, she's the ex-wife of Bezos.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I didn't read the sentence
I know.
correct.
Because I was like, wait, hold on. No, Mackenzie Scott became one of the richest women in the world immediately after divorcing Jeff Bezos.
As she should.
Exactly.
There goes my queen. Okay.
But I wrote this and I made it confusing.
You're good.
She was going to... People have linked her to buying it with... Now, this is Seattle. So Boeing is based in Seattle. Starbucks was founded and based in Seattle. So you have some local Seattle business groups, and then Mackenzie comes in, and that's been a group that has been linked to it. So
yes, because I also feel like
welcome to Sportzball, where we research on the fly.
No, Melody Hobson, one of the owners of the Broncos, part of the ownership group. She is the chair of Starbucks. I was like, why is there something about Starbucks and the Broncos?
Okay.
But the bells were ringing. Anyways, okay. And then the last two that sort of have been floating around. Larry Ellison, he's the Oracle founder. So he has a net worth exceeding $150 billion. Which
Me too.
I just want to die.
I know.
And then lastly, Jeff Bezos, obviously Amazon, obviously Seattle. But he was slated to maybe go after the Commanders, the Washington Commanders. I don't know if he wants a sports team.
Well, the other thing too is they've said that there could be conflicts of interest because Amazon plays Thursday night. There's a deal with the NFL and Amazon.
And we can't do that. Just like Tom Brady can't own the Raiders and talk about sports at the same time.
So anyway, that's all that. It's something, if you're into football or curious, like that's an off-season thing to keep your eye on. But I want to move to this next GD story because I have been seeing things all around about it, and Des asked me about it like right when news was kind of breaking. And then I'm like, no, I haven't seen anything. And then because our phones are listening to us, I've been seeing things all over the place. And I've been a good boy and haven't, I know I hated doing that, and I don't know anything about this.
Guys.
And Des knows all of it, and
Guys.
I need the tea.
Guys, Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel. Drama! All right, you guys. I was I'm not stoked because marriages might fall apart. I don't know about this. So I'm not stoked about this. But as a drama-loving fiend, and especially in the Bravo world, I was like, great. This is where football and drama come together. I love it so much.
Who is Dianna Russini?
Yes, I'm going to get into that.
Sorry.
So it's okay. So obviously Mike Vrabel, coach of the Patriots. Dianna Russini, she works for The Athletic, which the New York Times owns. Like, it's a part of that. But she's the NFL correspondent for The Athletic. She also used to work at ESPN. She was a reporter there. She was also a beat reporter for the Tennessee Titans. So she was like the one to get all the news about the Titans.
Where Vrabel used to work in
2018, okay? Okay, so they go back. They go way back.
Yeah.
So just like a peek into the journalism world, in order to be a good journalist, you have to create relationships.
100%.
That's like, a lot of people say Kay Adams is like the girl to go to if you want something out of Sean Payton. For whatever reason, he gives her all the tea. And like he's like more
For whatever reason. There's reasons.
Well, what do you
She's
mean?
beautiful and charming and good at her job. Like
Okay, thank you.
And I'm not saying like, but like it's it's hard to. I could see Sean falling for her batting her eyelashes and also being good at her job. I'm not.
And immediately why I paused and why this is and I can sort of talk about this like drama wise, but it's also hard as a female, but I am not a journalist. I just work in sports entertainment. It's hard because there's a lot of people when females work in the sports world, the only way you get ahead is by doing something because a man gives you something in exchange for something. And everyone knows what I'm talking about. So while I'm going to talk about this as lighthearted as I can, just in the drama world, it sort of sucks that this happened because as a journalist, you do need to create these relationships. And also, I would say journalism 101 is you don't cross those boundaries because, and this is extreme, but it sets women back 20 years. It's like,
no,
great, now we have to like, okay, we see a female journalist and a coach yapping it up. Like, hopefully no one ever thinks that of Kay Adams and Sean Payton. Like, I just think they're friends and I love watching her. She's one of my favorite sports journalists, but it's just like, it sucks as a woman when this happens because I'm like, oh my God, like now the narrative around it is true and you don't want that to happen.
That's a good point.
But this is important to talk about because that's some of where there could be that this story that I'm about to talk about is not true because it's like she needs to have a friendship with this guy. She needs to have a connection with these people that she reports on because if you don't know someone, you're not going to give them any info, right? Okay, cool. So this is who Dianna Russini is. So basically, photos were leaked of Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini right after the league meetings in Arizona in a resort, I believe in Tempe. It just was so far away from where the league meetings were. So about an hour and a half away at this resort. And what is it called? It's called the Ambiente Hotel, whatever. So what this hotel is, it's known for being an adults-only resort. And it's an extremely romantic resort where there's a lot of people take their honeymoons there. They actually boast about having X amount of engagements a year at this place, right? So it's a very romantic place. And you sort of look around Arizona and you see all the I'm not even going to call them mountains because they're not because I'm from Colorado, but like all the hills and it's a gorgeous desert landscape, right? But in the comments I've been reading, it's like a lot of people have been like, yeah, I've been here. There's no way that this is just a casual, we're just going to a hotel. Because the story that Mike Vrabel and Dianna, I don't even know how to go about. I'm terrible at telling the story, you guys. They were caught, there was pictures of them standing on the roof of one of the bungalows, basically, holding hands. And Drew, we're going to hate this, but for all the visual people on YouTube, reach out, hold my hand like this. I know. Hold my hand like this.
This is a big table.
I know. This is what they were doing on the roof. Okay?
Like staring into each other's eyes?
Holding it like this. And here's the thing.
Like this. It was like little like...
They were just holding
like fingertips.
Yeah. No, well, we can't reach that far.
Okay, well, I know
it's okay, but they're holding hands
Got
like
it.
that.
2 hands.
Yeah. And then there was a picture of them like hugging each other on top.
What were they wearing? Like swimsuits? Or?
No, they were also photographed at the pool together, like lounging, and then also in a hot tub.
It's
talking.
Important to note. Is Vrabel married?
Yes.
And Dianna Russini is married
both
and has
married.
2 kids.
Both married.
Okay.
Vrabel has been married since like late 90s.
Okay.
Like both married for a very long time. So here's the thing. So these pictures are taken, right? They're on the top of a bungalow, and then there's some pictures about them at a pool and in the hot tub together. The pool and the hot tub were not scandalous.
Steamy.
They weren't like cuddling up to each other.
There.
They're just lounging and in a hot tub, which okay, like whatever. But the bungalow photos were a little bit weird. And then also the eyewitness that took these photos, which I think it's a PI. Like, I think
one of the family members hired them.
I think someone hired them. It is not confirmed. Technically, they're saying like someone from Page 6 was hired to go get these photos. But why the hell was there someone at this resort trying to get these photos? It's a private investigator by someone. This is my theory. This is the Des theory.
That's a good theory.
I think the scandalous photos, scandalous if you say that. There's nothing that is like kissing,
smoking gun.
But even just us, Drew and I, just touching hands for literally 5 seconds, goosebumps all over my body. And it's not because Drew's disgusting and I don't want us going down that route. It's literally because I have a ton of guy friends. Yeah. I do not touch my guy friends or hug my guy friends like they sort of hugged. I do not hold hands with my guy friends like that.
The hand thing is more, to me, more intimate than hugging too.
Yes. You can hug guy friends. You can hug girlfriends. Like, it's totally fine by that means. But so they released a statement and they're like,
they did?
Yep. Both of them separately.
God, I haven't been able to know any of this.
I know. They both were like, this is ridiculous. We've known each other for a long time. These pictures show nothing. We were there with a group of 5 to 6 people. We were at this resort. It's fine. It was just on a vacation. This is where people started coming out, being like, okay, you're on a vacation without either of your spouses.
So that's confirmed the spouses weren't there.
They were not there.
Okay.
We're the other 5 to 6 people.
Yeah.
Literally at the pool, there was no one around.
Yeah.
Literally at the hot tub, there was no one around. And what really sealed the deal, according to one reel I watched about this, is that they're at the top of this bungalow.
Sunset.
And it just looks like a roof. So you could just be like, oh, they're just on the top of a roof of the hotel.
Uh-huh.
But you come to find out, these bungalows, they're private bungalows, and typically it's for guests of 2 that you can only access via if you have a bungalow room.
So
either maybe, let's just give them a bit of a doubt. Maybe Mike Vrabel just got a bungalow room and was like, hey, Dianna, like, come, like, let's watch the sunset up there, hold hands and dance and then hug. And maybe they didn't get it together. Who knows, right? So this is I know. So
this has been happening for like a week, and I haven't been able to know any of it.
Yes. So that's where it's all the he said, she said. And one of Drew's favorite podcasts is the Dan Le Batard Show, and they talked about it because you wouldn't listen to it. You're like, here, listen to this.
Well, because Dianna has a really good relationship with the Le Batard Show, and she's on there weekly, if not when there's a lot of NFL news every day. Mm-hmm. And so they just
have a good relationship about it. And Dan was really beat up about it because he's like, I don't know what to do. Like, we have to talk about it. It's in the news. Like, everyone's like, it's so funny when gossip comes into the sports world because you see so many fans being like, why do we care? And it's like, oh, you don't watch reality TV then, do you?
Well, I have a side quest thing with the Le Batard Show and his ex-partner Stu Gatz all around the Dianna Russini stuff. And it was something to do with Stu Gatz, who used to be the co-host of the Le Batard Show. He hasn't been on there for almost a year now. No one knows why. But Stu Gatz tweeted something basically saying, like, I won't abandon you like your other friends do. But, like, just said that.
What? To Dianna?
Just tweeted that. But a lot of it happened right around when Dan released that video. And so people are speculating because obviously he knows her too when they were all on the show together. And so people are speculating that he's now outing Dan, being like, you shouldn't talk about her because even though it's in the sports world, if you want someone to talk to or like be a real friend, I'll be a real friend for you. So that's a side T thing that I saw and was like, I really need to know about this, but I'm being a good co-host.
No, that is good, and you can dive all into this. But I think what really sealed the deal, because on the Dan Le Batard Show, they're like, and I want to be very clear, they're like, we have to believe her for what she said. And I agree. If I'm saying this, you have to believe it. But I think what really like sealed the deal for me, that besides the pictures, I'm like, this is weird. It looks like a private investigator. Why are these photos being taken? They're not just like taking photos of a coach and a reporter at a resort. There's a reason someone was there getting these photos. I don't know why. I think it's a private investigator. Either way, but right now she's, I believe, put on a leave because she's under investigation with The Athletic, the news organization she works for.
Why?
Exactly.
Okay.
All I know and what they're releasing is that she's under investigation about this ordeal. What the hell? Which is wild to me because also like let her keep working. But then it's like I worry for her career. I don't know how much if she can get out, I don't know, because now it's like if she's with anyone in the NFL, this is going to be following her forever. Whether it's real or not, And a lot of times where there's smoke, there's fire. And people will be like, no, there's gossip magazines that lie all the time about this stuff. But there's just something fishy about this to me. And my heart breaks for her.
And it sucks because she's, not that it would be different if she wasn't, but like she's very good at her job.
Correct. Yeah.
She's like, there's the people that have the like, dynasty on it, like the Adam Schefters and the Ian Rappaports. Like no one's gonna get above them. They are like the newsbreakers. After those two, she is one of the top like news breaking investigative sports journalist, has good, like she's very good at her job. And she's used to work at ESPN. She's left and created her own like dynasty working with the Athletic. Like when I saw all this, I got really sad because as someone who likes her and likes all this stuff, like I was bumming that this could be happening and is true. And
Yeah. So all that being said, that's sort of what's going on in the NFL world as far as gossip. I can feel bad, but at the same time, he's married, you're married. I can only feel bad so much.
If it's true. We
still don't know anything. Yeah. But the thing is, it's just, I don't know. As a female in the sports world, I wouldn't put myself in those positions because I value my career and I also value, and I'm not saying she doesn't, but I also value other women trying to come up in the sports world. And I know at all times, if I put myself in a position with someone, a player, a coach, anything like that, that someone could be like, what's going on here? It's going to ruin my career forever. And also any other woman that's trying to do this, unfortunately. And that's just the world we live in. And hopefully one day it changes. Damn. But I know. So somewhat tea, but also somewhat being like, damn, doesn't the patriarchy suck? But it's the sports world. And one thing I thought was interesting about the Dan Le Batard show is we can say, like, we've come so far. Like, here I am, Des, a female, talking about football. How sick. And I truly, in the 5 years I've been doing Dummies, I've gone one comment about my sex as far as being able to talk about football. That's amazing. Yeah. And I give so much credit to those who follow, and I think we've come a long way because I don't think that would be the case even 10 years ago. I know that wouldn't be the case. But even Dan Le Batard was saying, he's like, and there's like 5-6 people on that radio show. And he goes, we could say we've come so far in the sports world by and being so progressive, but right now we're 6 men talking about Dianna Russini possibly doing this. Like, how far have we come in the sports world?
Which is also sad and annoying because they used to have 2 women on the show and then they moved and changed and they're not as involved in the show anymore. So I don't know. That's a side thing. Yeah. What also makes me sad too is, like you're saying, regardless of what happens, who knows if her career will be the same or all that. Vrabel's going to go back to coaching.
Like, he's not under investigation.
Right, and like that's the other side. Like now we're just getting all, some people be like, oh, those woke idiots. But like that also sucks.
Yeah, totally.
I know I'm preaching to the choir. You're like, yeah, I know. But like...
No, but it's just things you have to think about. I think as a woman, it's just in general, you just have to like think twice before you step this way, especially in a male-dominated field. And I really hope this isn't true, especially about their spouses, like thinking about their spouses. But also, like, let's be real, there is such a thing as open marriages. Like, there are, like, a lot of people, and especially in the celebrity world, like, and living in LA, more than not, you see celebrity couples, and I hear so many stories about, like, oh yeah, they're in an open relationship. Like, it is so much more common than the normal, quote unquote, person thinks.
I agree, but I feel like if that were the case, then Dianna and her husband or Mike and his wife would come out and be like, yeah, this happened. You know what? We live in a unorthodox marriage life. This is what's happening.
But then they would get completely shit on for being like, because it's still not accepted in society.
I understand, but just to me, like, that attempts to save her career, if that's true. Or
okay,
like,
good point.
Do you know what I mean?
To save their careers, yeah.
And again, Vrabel's gonna be fine, but like that. I hear you. This doesn't feel like that. For the 15 minutes of information I know about this story, it doesn't feel like that.
Well, that's about all we are getting.
No, I know.
So,
but you've been doing a lot of digging. I've just been learning about it right
now.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So, anyways, we got to move on to our last story.
Really do.
Yes. Go ahead.
So Kirk Cousins with the Raiders.
crazy.
Like all of a sudden we're like, huh?
This guy has had such an insane career. Kirk Cousins, like, he's been on so many teams, and also his agent, whoever his agent is, everyone should want him as their agent because he keeps signing these insane record-breaking deals. Last year with the Falcons, the year before that, the Vikings.
He was with the Falcons for a couple years, but he was with the Vikings prior to that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like, and each time it's millions of dollars in a contract.
So, and
not much to show for it.
No.
Sorry, Kirk.
No, cool, fun on being on the Netflix quarterback show. But
twice. 2 years in a row. That's what I'm saying. Who is this
I know.
agent? Like, why are we watching Kirk Cousins? Fine, one season. Why was he the only quarterback out of all the quarterbacks on the show, Netflix show quarterback? Why was he the only one on twice?
His PR team is.
That's what I'm
else.
saying.
I know,
It's so impressive. Anyways.
So this was interesting, and ESPN or whoever, like, when they started posting about this, they were like, we're going to use the big numbers. We're going to shock people. Technically, he signed a 5-year, $172 million contract.
And that is what was put out. So,
Yeah.
yet again, his PR team.
Right. And you're like, huh? If you dig into it a little more, it's not that.
It's not that.
Technically, the Raiders... No, let me say it this way. Technically, Kirk Cousins is going to make $20 million next year. 8.7 million of that is going... Wait, yes. 8.7 million of that is going to be from the Raiders. But the majority of that will be finished by the Falcons are going to pay the last part of his contract that he had with them, and that's how that's kind of happening. Then they're going to give him a $10 million signing bonus that gets him to $20 million. They have options to extend him after that, and then with incentives and different stuff, if everything went Kirk Cousins' way, he would be on the Raiders for 5 years. He would make $117 million. That's not going to happen. Everyone's assuming that he will be the bridge quarterback. I've seen reports he's going to start next year. And Mendoza, who everyone is expecting the Raiders to take with their first pick quarterback.
Yeah, first pick in the NFL draft overall.
Everyone's expecting them to take him. Everyone's expecting Mendoza to learn under a seasoned veteran, Kirk Cousins. They're both also kind of goofballs.
And by goofballs, they both don't curse. They're very buttoned up. Also,
I mean, I'm not saying that one A equals B. They're both very religious.
Correct, but they're just buttoned up, and it's like to go to it. I know, to go a team like the Raiders, where both Mendoza and Kirk Cousins will just say, "Dang it, oh shoot." And you have Max Crosby over here on the other side of the ball.
That's the thing. I saw a picture where it was like Mendoza's first year with the Raiders, and it's a picture of Mendoza, and then it's Mendoza's 10th year with the Raiders, and it's a picture of Max Crosby. Like, which, now granted, Max Crosby, sober, lives a very strict life in certain ways, but he's got skulls all over his body and is crazy. So
yeah, and it's not even just his image. Like, this man is rough around the edges.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So that's just insane. That, like, we're hanging out off season, free agency's pretty much chilled out. Huh?
All of a sudden, Kirk is like,
"What?
I have this
Hey, guys."
But my favorite part about this whole story is 2 years ago when we drafted Bo Nix, the Falcons were in the top 10 in order to pick, and they were coming up, and the Falcons had just signed Kirk Cousins to multi-million-dollar contract. Kirk Cousins was the new quarterback for the Falcons. All of a sudden, you're ding ding, the pick is in. The Atlanta Falcons pick Michael Penix Jr., quarterback, and shocked the entire NFL. Not only the entire NFL, Kirk Cousins, because what did we just say? He was on the Netflix show quarterback, and we saw all of that. He had no idea. So all of a sudden, he signed this contract. He's coming over thinking he's going to start for the next few years. They just signed a rookie, and eventually that rookie overtook his role. So now all of a sudden Kirk Cousins is put in the exact same position as 2 years ago. A team is signing him, and then the Raiders, this time it's known, is drafting a quarterback. what are the odds this guy is in the exact same situation?
That is, I didn't think of it that way. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Also, thinking about that, I have a lot of sympathy for Falcons fans now because that happened and then it didn't really work either way. Penix right now is both of his knees broken, and then Tua's over there being Tua. So, good God.
I know, not.
God, I said I wasn't going to talk about him.
Well, in Dolphins.
I know.
In Dolphins, we're in the league cash up.
That's a good point.
Wow. So that's about
Growth.
it for league cash up, because if we want to talk about that, we can talk about next week, the NFL refs. So,
But we have to finish with our favorite segment.
I know.
Yeah. No, I know.
Okay.
I know you
great.
know, I know.
So we have our last segment. Well, one of our last. Here we go.
Des and Drew learn ball, so we know more about ball than you can know more about ball, and maybe people won't be mad at us, and our parents will be proud of us. Ball. This week we're talking about what? The
The
NFL draft.
NFL draft is literally a week and like 2 days from the time of this recording.
That's so exciting.
Next Thursday. So my favorite thing, dreams are being made, especially NFL.
Des loves the draft.
I
man.
love it because it's so emotional. You see all these guys working their entire life for this moment. Tears are flowing. The storylines are being made. I love every bit of it. So we're going to talk about the NFL draft and how the draft works.
Yes.
So, Drew, if you want to take it away, you want me to?
You can take it away.
Okay. In the draft, there are 3 nights. So, like I just said, there's NFL draft night 1. That is on Thursday night. Now, technically there's 32 picks. So, in a perfect world, without any trades or anything, that means all teams are picking because there's 32 teams in the NFL.
Well, Des, what order do they pick in?
They pick in, and Drew is not an idiot. He wrote this on the sheet.
Well, no,
that
I
we
am
look
an
at.
idiot.
No, at first yes, you are. At first we thought it was a snake. And what a snake is, for instance, we thought the NFL draft, and this is the correct way, started with the worst team in the league last year going first, and then the best team going last. So the Raiders are number 1, and the Seahawks are 32. And for a second, we thought what snaking means would then Seahawks in round 2 would pick 1, and Raiders would pick last. So
Yeah.
that's a snake. It's not. Raiders, in a perfect world without any trades, Raiders would be picking first overall in rounds 1 through 7.
Yes.
But that's not the case.
Well said.
Yes.
So 7 rounds, 3 nights. So the first night, Thursday night, is only for round 1. You get.
I just said all of that.
I wasn't even searching anything. I was just listening to you.
Okay.
We've come a long way.
I know.
The patriarchy, feminism, ally.
No. So, and real quick, night 2 is rounds 2 and 3. And then the final, it's not even at night, it's during the day on Saturday, is rounds 3 through 7. So it just goes quick.
Yes.
And what's also, I didn't see this in the notes. Oh, no, you did. I'm so sorry. Yes. There you go. The first round, each selection gets 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? And
it used to be 10.
Oh, and they shortened it?
And they shortened it. They're like, let's go.
Okay, and what's even cooler, so they now have reduced it, and then after that, so rounds like 2 and 3 have like 6 minutes, and then rounds 3 through 6 have like 3 minutes, and then
crazy.
round 4 has like 2. It's not exactly that, but each round you get shorter and shorter time to make the picks. All right, so continue from there.
So, who are all these people that the teams are picking? They're all mostly, if not almost entirely, college players. Now, how many years of college do you need to have under your belt to be eligible for the NFL draft, you might ask yourself? 0. None. The only eligible thing that you need to be drafted by an NFL team is be 3 years out of high school. Now, granted, most people are going to go to college after high school if they can't go to the NFL right away, and so they're going to play for a college team so then people see how good they are, blah, 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 blah. I did know this last year. There was one rugby player
Yes!
that was drafted.
That was the point I was going to make, is because, like, listening to that, it's like, okay, then how in the world would you be found to be drafted in the NFL? No, it was a rugby player.
There was a rugby player that got
didn't have to
drafted.
play in college, but
Nope.
3 years out of high school.
So this is so cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, so as Des talked about a couple weeks ago, after the college season is over, but before the draft, there's the teams have the NFL field day. I mean NFL combine, and all the players run around. They have a sack race. They carry an egg on a spoon, and by that I mean they run and they jump and they lift weights and they do all these things so teams can learn how good they are. So what's interesting, what I think is really interesting about all of this is the difference between being picked in the first round and 1 through 5, and the difference between being picked in like a 7th round for how much money you end up making is kind of what I want to talk about. But that's, I mean, the basis of the
Picks
draft.
or rounds? You said rounds 1 through 5. I just want to confirm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or sorry, no, you're right.
Yep.
Picks 1 through 5. No, you right.
That wasn't a trick question,
No,
but I was like, I trust where you're going.
Yeah, the first several picks of the draft.
Yes,
Make
round
a
1
bunch of money.
specifically.
Yes.
Do you have more on that?
Just, okay, so I looked into this. So last year, Cam Ward was picked first overall. He was a quarterback from the University of Miami. He went to the Titans. He signed a $48.7 million contract.
Jeez.
There are certain rules. Rookies have to sign 4-year contracts if they're drafted. Undrafted, it's 3 years, I think. But if you're drafted, it has to be a 4-year contract. And there are you can't really negotiate that much. There's rules on what you can sign. But depending on when you're picked, you get a lot of money. So the first pick, he got, a $48.7 million contract. Most of that are signing bonuses. You get a basically congrats, you were the first overall pick. Here's a signing bonus of $30 million. So, and then it's estimated, because the cap's going up a little bit, that this year, the first overall pick is going to make something around $54.5 million, with his first year being about a $10 million year. The last pick of the draft is pick 257, 56?
Yeah, 257.
257. It's the last pick in the last round. It's known as Mr. Irrelevant. Famously, who was a famous Mr. Irrelevant?
Brock Purdy. Quarterback of the 49ers.
Yeah, he was a Mr. Irrelevant. Anyway, last year, Mr. Irrelevant was a cornerback out of Memphis who signed with the Patriots. He signed a 4-year, $4.3 million contract. So his entire contract is a fraction of what Cam Ward's signing bonus is. So obviously different players want to get drafted higher up because that's just cool, but it also affects how much money you make.
And I would even say round 1, as far as picks, what you were saying is even going second, sometimes that's losing $10 million. So when you see or hear players being oh man, I slid to 7 as far as the 7th pick in the first round versus they were slated to go 3rd, you're dropping off millions of dollars every pick you slide. So that's why it's such a big deal to get drafted as soon as possible in the first round. And then I was talking about how in an ideal world, every team is picking once in each round, but we were talking about trades. And famously, as far as Sportzball, one team that is picking twice in the first round and not once at all is not once at all Broncos, and twice is Dolphins.
Fins up.
Because we traded. We traded our first round pick to the Dolphins. So now they have 2.
Yeah. This year, there are the Jets, the Browns, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, and the Dolphins all hold 2 picks in the first round. 2
picks, baby.
Which
2
is
picks.
awesome. The Dolphins have 7 picks in the first 3 rounds or something crazy like that. Tanking who?
But some fun facts about the draft. Night 1 truly, I think, is the night to watch, unless you're like us, that we got to actually learn about this stuff. But night 1 is where they put all the effort into. And then even night 2, I guess you could watch, because technically the Broncos, that night 2 will be our first pick unless we trade during. If you guys ever want to watch a good movie, Draft Day. Drew didn't love it.
No, it was good.
Okay. Draft Day with Kevin Costner. It's just obviously it's a drama, and it's just a little bit heightened, but it's a cool look into how at any moment any trade can be made. So you never say never that the Broncos aren't going to be picking night 1. So
100%. Never say never.
They could trade up.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
With what picks? Am I right? Because we took all of them.
Okay. But night 1, sometimes the NFL draft has better ratings than NBA playoff games. Bonkers to me.
I mean, the NFL, they're juggernauts.
They're juggernaut.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But that's about all I want to talk about the draft. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I just think it's super cool. If you were bringing you onto the old NFL world, and you're like, well, what am I going to do for the next several months? You start with the draft next week, and watch. Dez is right. I'm jaded because I'm like, I just want to watch football. But Dez has turned me on to how cool the draft is. You see a lot of people hug their moms, their dads, their girlfriends. they're crying. It is a really cool moment to see these people's dreams come true.
Yes.
So
Last year, the Bills drafted Maxwell Harrison, and I loved him. Harrison, I believe is how
Monfort.
Yes. And what was really cool is night one, he was sort of seated by the entrance, and he was dabbing everyone up that went before him, literally clapping, screaming, hell yeah, go you. And everyone was watching him and being like, damn, this guy is cheering on everyone. His name is not getting called, because also you don't want to go to the green room is what they call it for the NFL draft, because unless you know you're being picked, because it is just earth-shattering if you're there and at the end of the night you're not picked. It's a whole play, and you got to find an agent and whatnot. And what was also even more interesting, when I get back to Maxwell, we watched a draft video, and typically for those who are trying to get drafted, by the night of the draft, they typically spend around $100,000 from agent costs to going to the scouting combine to visiting NFL teams. It's $100,000 for these players to position themselves and market themselves in order to be drafted.
Yeah.
So it's important that they are. And a lot of times when you're in the green room, you eventually will.
Yeah.
But
I think there are certain rules about like who gets invited. Like the NFL invites certain people, and so they're, for the most part, they're inviting the people they know are going to get picked.
yes.
But like even this was a while ago, but Aaron Rodgers was someone who was in the green room, and he slid. At one point, there's videos of him like completely by himself, and he was the last person to get picked.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
Does it, Des?
I mean, a little. I don't want that for anyone. Like,
That's
as a
fair.
human
Okay.
being,
Yeah.
that just like, it's the night where dreams are being made. It's the Oscars. No. But somewhat,
Kinda.
it's the Oscars for college football athletes.
It would be yes, basically.
like, and you're getting your Oscar. You're finally onto this team, and you're making it. You know.
yeah.
It's all right. Okay. So our very last thing to wrap this up. we started this and we're like, okay, well, the NFL draft is going to happen, and then our very last episode we'll talk about who we drafted. So let's pick 3 players we think our team will draft. We quickly
Dude,
realized,
my stomach just dropped. I was like, that's not what we agreed
No.
to. But you're telling a story.
we quickly realized we have no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
I mean, I don't watch college football really ever.
At all.
And I always, when the draft comes, I'm like, oh, like eating chips, being like, who are these people talking about?
No idea.
I find out so much about the players after we draft them.
Of
but
course,
No,
of course.
But before, I'm like, who?
No,
Yeah.
there's so much info out there. So even though I was like, oh, I think this is what I think the Broncos want, I don't know which player would be well fitted to fill that spot other than going to other draft analysts and taking their own information. So either way, so what we're going to do is we're going to decide what position we think our number 1 pick is going to be. So
yeah. So Des and I, no, you, what? Des and I are both like, first we'll go and say we think that for the first round, the Broncos should draft this person.
Okay.
This position. And we'll both guess, and then we'll do the same thing for the Dolphins.
are we starting Broncos?
Yeah, sorry, Broncos.
Okay, perfect.
So for the first...
the mic. Oh, I hit the mic.
I hope that was good for you, listener.
Finish your sentence.
Yeah, so this is who Des and I both think the Broncos should pick.
What position? Thank you.
the Broncos should pick in the first round.
Okay, perfect.
1, 2, 3. No one. We took all their picks, baby. You're picking in the second round. Ah! Got her ass.
Drew thinks he's so smart.
Got her ass.
Drew thinks he's so smart.
Oh, you mean just in general with your first pick?
Yeah, our
Never
first
mind.
pick.
Des wrote linebacker, by the way, which I think is interesting.
Uh-huh. And Drew is now finally writing. All right, tight end. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So I chose linebacker, and this is why. We just re-signed Alex Singleton, so he's staying with us, which I wanted. This is not Alex Singleton hate podcast. Don't you dare say one bad thing about him. He's a captain of our team. We needed him there.
I thought you were going to say he's a Capricorn. I was like, hell yeah.
And he is a Capricorn. No, he's not. I don't know, actually. But I wanted him on this team. He is getting older, okay?
Yeah.
He is getting older. And even still now, our linebacker room is a room that we really need to boost. We do have Jonah Ellis, Alex Singleton, Justin Chenard. But I do think we need to bring someone in to start studying under Alex Singleton. I think we should draft a linebacker. Whether it goes first, I don't know. But I think this would be smart to fill as our first overall pick, not in the first round, whatever, it doesn't matter. And Drew, you said tight end. Why do you think tight end?
Because I think you just got Jalen Waddle. You're keeping J.K. Dobbins, question mark?
Yes, yeah, he resigned.
So I think you have on offense, you're pretty solid. And I get everything you're saying, but like defense, everyone's like, Broncos are checked on defense. The tight end is something you were missing last year.
I know. And we brought in Evan Ingram, and like he didn't land completely in the way that we did. And we even drafted last year. His name is Caleb Lohner.
Oh yeah.
He's literally like 800 feet tall. He played basketball and football, but I don't know if that was like the only tight end we drafted. So
yeah. I
agree. It was between, for me, the top three: linebacker, tight end, running back. Those three, I think we need to draft. And we'll go from there. Let's do the Dolphins.
This is who the Dolphins need to pick with their plethora of picks in the first round.
First overall, but how many picks do you have in the NFL draft?
I don't know how many we have in the draft. A lot. We have two in the first round.
Okay.
I think we have a lot. I don't know.
Okay.
But this is who we think. Oh no, I'm panicking. I mean, I know whatever. Doesn't matter.
Wait. Hold on.
Okay. Well, then I'm holding on too.
I changed my answer.
How's this going for you, listener?
He thinks he's just so funny.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Wide receiver. I said literally
Dez had to get
anyone.
something in there. That's funny. That's good. Touche.
Literally draft anyone because you have no one.
Too freaking shay.
I know.
So famously, we just got rid of a wide receiver. And also, side note, I wrote WR because I panicked and I forgot I before E rule. And I just get scared about spelling. So I just didn't know how to spell receiver for a second. Anyway, we need a receiver. We picked, we had Waddle. He was a great receiver, and we picked him in the first round early with pick 11 this year, which is where our first pick is. We just need offense. Dez is right. We need everyone and anybody. The other biggest one, I think, is cornerback. Mm-hmm. Then after that, I think, like, tight end, we could use some help. Offensive lineman, edge rush. Would be good. Defensive linemen. Safeties we need. Punters are good. Yeah. Field goal kicker. Punt returner. So just a couple things
maybe
here.
A guard and a center as well.
Center for sure.
So
actually, no. Our offensive line, oddly, was like okay.
Oh, yeah. That is just so true. You had a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, so.
No, that was Achane. Who went to the Pro Bowl?
No, but we had a Protector of the Year. We had someone nominated.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Nominate. Who?
Yeah.
Oh my God! This fake fan over here.
Bro, it was a tough year. Don't start with me.
Yeah, you already. But so the NFL draft, next thing to look forward to, and you guys, this is our second to last episode, and we have our final Sportsball episode coming up
next week, right?
Yeah, well, in 2 weeks.
But
because the draft is next week.
No, you see.
There it is.
So, yeah. So in 2 weeks, we will have our last episode.
I know. So watch the draft. Definitely watch the draft. Even if you're a Broncos fan, because you never know what might happen.
And maybe, I don't know, Des and I might go live here and there for like our live reactions of certain picks and stuff. We don't have to. I mean, you won't be doing anything. I'm the one who's going to be reacting.
I know, exactly.
But it's such a fun little segment. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening, listener. I don't know why this is turning into a thing.
Okay.
But I'm getting closer to the mic.
Yeah, you are.
So I will move away from the mic to say, Go Broncfins!